It's unlike any other conference I've ever been to, and I think three things stand out for me. And one is this rich natural environment, rich in cultural history of the Tahltan, the awesome engagement with other participants on decolonization and reconciliation, and simply the wonderful experience of camping.
I started developing this idea of a conference and a conference on the land. We picked the theme of reconciliation. There was a number of facilitated discussions, what we call learning circles. There were such subjects as history of colonization, about reconciliation, what reconciliation is. There were cultural activities. So the cultural activities were things like building a sweat lodge, going to get firewood. And then we did a tour within the area, did some cultural hikes. So we went down to the Stikine River and looked at the transformation sites and the Tahltan stories behind those. And then we'd head up and we looked at, described the Tahltan land and showed them why Tahltan territory itself is the sacred headwaters of northwestern North America.
What brought me to this gathering was the opportunity to learn a little bit more about what reconciliation might look like at an individual level. I think that I really strongly agree with the principles of reconciliation, but sometimes find that it is very theoretical and it's very high level, and it feels like it's something that is out of my grasp, that I can't help with because I don't necessarily have a big job, I don't have a lot of power, I can't just remake the laws of Canada. So I was really drawn to this just for the opportunity to learn how I can bring that into my life.
What we were looking for was a diverse group of young people here, because that was kind of representative of the diversity of Canada, and mix them in with Indigenous people.
I think touring all of the Tahltan cultural sites, everything from up on the hill over there to Skiachokeme to visiting Telegraph Creek. Really, the natural environment here is not to be missed. It's unlike any conference with PowerPoint presentations.
This is really a good opportunity for young Aboriginals to come up here and feel welcomed and live off the land. You know, listening to all the stories and just really made me want to find where I come from back at home. Like, I know where I come from, but I'm not really strong in my language. I'm not really strong in my background of who I really am. So coming up here, it just really inspired me to actually make it happen, to go home and be like, I want to be this proud. You know, like being up here, everyone's so proud of where they come from and they want to fight for what they have. And so, yeah, it just really showed me of what I want for myself and, you know, later on in life.
There was a lot of really good discussion within the group about colonization, the history of colonization, reconciliation, and you know, what the youth wanted to do in regards to moving that forward within their own personal and professional lives. And that's exactly what we were hoping would come out of this event, is the youth moving forward and actually identifying action items that they can do that would target social change and social justice and move things more towards reconciliation for future generations.
I think that if we are serious about reconciliation, we need to increase things like this, chances for people to meet and to share their stories and to build relationships, because I think that until we're able to do that, there's just so much between us. There's so many barriers. There's, you know, you just, like I said, I fall into the trap all the time of thinking I have the answers because I've read the papers, but that's not how it works. And without these relationships, I don't know that I can kind of continue to go forward and make the change that I want to make in a good way. So I think it's so important, and I hope that they keep doing it.
The artwork there represents our two crests, our two families, coming together with a maple leaf. And the maple leaf represents unity. On our Canadian flag, it represents unity.
The finality of the event was the unveiling of a monument that we had commissioned Una Ann Campbell to create a painting that represents Tahltan as this important place to the Tahltan people.
We're still maintaining that level of reliance upon our lands and our resources. we're very proud of that, and we're determined to keep it that way for many, many years, because our language, our culture, everything is tied to the land, and that's why they call us the keepers of the land. And I do.
Jimmy's waiting on Shelby Jean parking lot, the dairy room. He knows she's gonna be there soon, and then blow this down just like a cheap balloon. She came and crying this morning at the store, saying, I swear, Jimmy, I just can't take it no more. So he quit his job and drew his pay. He's gonna help Shelby make her get up.